I'm officially a high school graduate. I graduated from high school 2 days ago, and while I was out, I'm not sure how you can see from the camera, but Larry's been busy. So I think he did this while I was graduating, but like, I think he built himself a house. He's got a little garden and like a monument to his vanity, which is like this big compared to me, but it's like larger than he is, so I don't know when he had the time to do that, but I don't know what else to say about that, but I just thought that I should point it out because I don't want you guys to think that I didn't notice because, I did. But anyways, that's not the point of this video. A while back on my channel, I reviewed some video games, and I liked doing that, so I'm gonna do that again. I'm not gonna go through the entire, rating system again in this video. If you click on the link in the description, you can see the previous video where you'll not only see me explain how my rating system works, but you'll also see another video I did, which I like. I liked that video. I thought it was funny. But anyway, I reviewed gameplay, playtime, graphics, story and setting, character relatability, achievements, and then depending on the game's genre, I'll rate it based on the emotion it's attempting to evoke and how well it evokes it. All of these are rated out of 10, just by the way. And like I mentioned in my last video, if you haven't played any of these games, I'm just gonna put a general spoiler alert. I don't think any of these games have super, plot twisty endings or anything you need to worry about, but some people like going into games blind, and I'm not really thinking about, oh, don't spoil it when I'm writing, so just spoiler alert. I'm overcomplicating things. I do that. Let's get started. Among Us. By this point in time, Among Us has been terribly overplayed, and that's considering the fact that the game was actually made years ago and only became popular a couple months ago. But as I was thinking about making another review series, I had to talk about this one. Points towards character relatability because I get to be Pink. The game is fun for a while, but it's not something you can play forever. And if you are going to play it for an extended period of time, good God, get a friend group to do it with you. The general populace is doing their best, but I'm just saying that playing that game with strangers on the internet is a very quick way to develop a superiority complex. Everyone is dumb except for me. Little Inferno. This is a good game. I really enjoyed it. The Tomorrow Corporation always makes really good games, and even if the gameplay, itself isn't super complex, I enjoy it. I think that the story and the themes are interesting enough, and the gameplay, even though it's simple, I think it's entertaining. And I love the themes, don't get me wrong, but they're not exactly subtle. Not that I think that's a bad thing, but if you're looking for, subtlety, don't play anything by the Tomorrow Corporation. I don't think anyone played the game where you buy things and then immediately set them on fire and didn't think oh, okay, so capitalism. When the Darkness Comes. If this game looks familiar, it's because I played it on this channel before. If this game doesn't look familiar, it's because the video got 3 views. That's okay, I'm not guilt-tripping you, I'm just pointing out that people don't want to watch a 2-hour video, and that's fine, I'm not offended, I promise. No, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I really liked this game. It was definitely a lot more theme-heavy, and it didn't have a lot of gameplay elements. It was a lot more like an interactive story, but I really liked it. Meta horror is cool. Superliminal. If this game looks familiar, it's because I played it on my channel. If this game doesn't look familiar, it's because I can't make that joke. I already made that joke. You can't just repeat jokes. That's blasphemy. This was a really good game. It was also very, theme and story based, but it had a lot of very specific gameplay elements, and you had to use, logic and stuff. Granted, you didn't have to use a ton of logic, but listen, sometimes thinking is difficult, but yeah, anyways, we're not going to talk about how long I spent on some of those puzzles. That's what editing is for. You don't need to know that. Five Nights at Freddy's. Yep, we're going to talk about all the FNAF games I played, so buckle up. Five Nights at Freddy's 1 was a classic, and I was a kid when I played it, which means that it was a lot spookier for me then than it was now. The first Five Nights at Freddy's game is a classic, and it started one of, the biggest gaming crazes ever. If not, the biggest. The FNAF series is huge, and people go nuts over it. And even without all the, lore and story-based stuff, which, again, big deal and something that I really enjoy, it was also just a fun game and a new concept. It's weird. to refer to Five Nights at Freddy's as a new concept in 2021, but like, it was at the time. Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I really liked this game. It was significantly harder than the first game, but that was just because there was more stuff, there was more rooms, there was more animatronics, and they functioned differently. The game felt a lot scarier, but I'm not sure if it's just because I tended to die more, or if it's because there were creepier animatronics. Like, yeah, there were the old ones, but... Can someone please explain? Five Nights at Freddy's 3. This one was by far the easiest for me, and I've talked to a couple of my friends about it, and they also think that FNAF 3 was the easiest, but that's okay, I still really enjoyed the game. By this point, I had lost interest in the actual gameplay because it was the same game 3 times in a row, and I was only there for the lore, but that's not going to affect the gameplay rating because I'm judging all of these individually and not as a series. The lore in the game was really cool. I had to look up walkthroughs for a lot of stuff because I was a kid when I was playing this, so I wasn't, like, good at anything. No offense if you're watching and you're a kid. Maybe I was just bad at it. Not the game, I mean, I'm bad at being a kid. Five Nights at Freddy's 4. This was the last game that I played in the regular FNAF series. It was also by far the most difficult. I think this game was the most lore heavy, at least out of the ones I played. The general consensus is that this game was filled with confusing lore, and a lot of, like, hardcore theorists don't like it, but, like, I don't know, I thought it was good. The nightmare animatronics were scarier and louder, especially because you had to keep the volume up in order to, like, listen for the breathing and stuff. So, I wasn't scared or anything. Not me, I never get scared. The character relatability went up because I have a few things in common with the crying child. The first one being that at the time of playing this game, I was a child. The second being that if a bunch of animatronics were trying to kill me, even if it might have been a dream, I would still probably be crying. I think that crying if you're being chased by killer animatronics is like a reasonable thing to do. But yeah, I think that's about all the games I'm gonna review today. Let me know in the comments if you want to see any more games reviewed, and as always, I'm always open to video game recommendations, especially to play for the channel. Thank you for watching, bye!